Hi guys, welcome to another video. So here we're up in the office again and we are going to do some wiring for the doubled-in head unit that I'm about to install. Doubled-in head unit's over there, it's in its little cage as you can see. More about that later. So we've got here this wiring loom which converts the original Eunos wiring into ISO standard wiring. We've got this wiring loom which is the one that came with the head unit. Don't want to cut into this for what we're doing now, so I'll just put that to one side. And then finally we've got this, which is an amplified splitter for the aerial. So this will take the regular aerial and it will split it into amplified DAB and regular FM antenna. So this needs power here and it will take the ground through the aerial. And we also have a powered aerial out, which is this cable here, which I need to maintain because I have an electric antenna on my car, so I need that power as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to solder that cable into this cable so they work together, since I only need the amplifier powered when the antenna's up. So let's let the stereo sort that out. And yeah, then we'll install the stereo. Okay, so I've just soldered that up now, put a bit of heat shield on there as well, so fairly neat solder job, neat enough. So while I'm in the office, I figured I might as well talk about the fitting kit that I'm going to use. So this is the Jass Performance doubled-in head unit fitting kit, and when you buy it, and it's £50 or just under £50, this is all you get, just this one piece of metal. It's pretty expensive for what it is, but it's the neatest solution that I can find. So there are other fitting kits, but none of them are made just for doubled in and will fit as neat as this, I don't think. So I think it's this way up with two holes at the top and one at the bottom, and then you have these metal brackets which are adjustable, so you can slide them to fit your head unit properly. Okay, so because I'm using this, it means that I don't need to use the cage that came with the Sony stereo. So this cage, which I've removed the stereo from now using the security keys, is a goner. And it also means that this fascia that goes around this cage here, that is also no longer required. Okay, so the Sony stereo, it fits in from the back, just pushes in there. And then you just line up these brackets with these holes on the side, which are actually holes that in the manual are specifically for Japanese cars. So it's TN, that's Toyota or Nissan, but there's no reason we can't use them as well. And that's what the bolts are for that came in the box when I did the unboxing. They're just to secure it to this sort of bracket in a Japanese car. So I'll go ahead and put that into the cage now, ready for fitting into the car. Okay, so that is the cage fitted. It is a pain to fit this cage. It took quite a long time, maybe half an hour. Shouldn't take that long, but I think I've got it fitting quite nicely. You can kind of decide how you want to fit it. I've got it fitting so the screen's sort of flush with this cage. We used the bolts that came with it. The only holes suitable were these two, so it's a little bit closer together than I'd like, but it's really isn't going anywhere. Like, I can't move it or anything, so yeah, that should be fine. And now we're ready to just slot that straight into the dashboard when we do the fitting, which is going to be tomorrow now because it's getting a bit late. The only negative is the bolts that came with the stereo were countersunk, so these aren't great, but it's really secure in there. It'll do. So we're going to go ahead and fit this in the car tomorrow because it is now about 11 o'clock at night. Okay, so we need to start by removing the old stereo from the dashboard. So to begin this process, we need to remove this center armrest. And to do that, you just unscrew the gear knob to begin with. And then you need to remove the bolts holding the armrest unit in. So there's one here and at the other side as well. There is one under the ashtray here, and there are two under there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, so with all those undone, you can now just pull this up and there we go, and just push it to one side. So just to make it a bit easier, we'll unclip this cable here and this cable here. So this one is for the light in the ashtray and this one is for the electric windows. Okay, so next up we need to remove this fascia. So to do that, you first of all have to remove these two vents. So what I'm going to do, it's controversial how you do this, but I usually get a microfiber cloth and then use pliers on the microfiber cloth to just grab these vents and just yank them out towards me, and they do just come out with a bit of force. Some people use a bit of string and wrap it around the vent, but that's quite fiddly, and this way doesn't damage the vents. And I also have spare vents upstairs in my office, so if I do break them, it's not the end of the world. Okay, now there's 4 screws to undo here. There's one at the top of each vent there. There's one here, and okay, I thought there was 4, but maybe there's just 3. Okay, I'll go ahead and undo those now. Okay, that's those 3 screws undone. So this should now just pull away. So there is a connector on the back for the switches, the hazard switch and the light maintenance switch. So I'll just disconnect that now. So just to show you what I've been doing off camera there, I've got the microphone here and I've run the cable down this A-pillar behind the dashboard and through into behind where the stereo is, and then I've just curled it up here using the original cable tie that it came with. So the reason the microphone's dangling is because it comes with this trim piece, but the MX-5 is so tight, it's not like a modern car, you can't fit this in. So I've got it dangling there at the moment, but what I will do is, mine will be today because I haven't got my Dremel, my friend's borrowed it, unless I use a hacksaw. I'm going to cut this bracket down, cut this tab off it, and cut it here on the bend, and then I'll just use some really strong double-sided Gorilla Tape and stick it onto the trim there. And yeah, hopefully that'll do. So that is the microphone wired up. I'm now going to try and get a screwdriver in to remove this ground wire so I can reuse the old ground point and not have excess cable in. Okay, so decided that I can't get that screw out, so instead I have removed the screw that goes in here and I will use that for my ground cable instead. Okay guys, so that was weird, but as you might have seen if it captured it on the other video, every time I tried to just click the option button, or loads of buttons, it would just make the screen go completely blank. Anyway, all I did was a factory reset, and yeah, appears to be working pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and install this into the car properly. So to start off, I'm just going to try and make the wires as neat as possible into the back there, slide this unit in, bolt it with the 4 holes at the sides. Yeah, and then we can start putting the trim back together. Hi guys, so the stereo's out again because I'm an idiot. Well, kind of. So I always assumed that this cage would mount here to the existing holes because that'd be nice and secure. But no, this cage actually mounts to the back of the tombstone. So if we have a look, focus, we've got 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's fair enough. Apart from that means that I've mounted the cage upside down, so I'm going to have to flip it. Okay, so now it's mounted the correct way up. I will go and get some bolts and we will try and find the right screws to screw it in. I think I've got the right ones upstairs, so I'll go and have a look and then I'll come back. Okay, so that is it fitted. So I'm going to go ahead and reconnect all the cables and then I'll put the tombstone on. You don't need to watch me do that. I've already seen how to do that. Don't forget to do the cable for the switches at the top. So yeah, we'll put all that together and then we'll have a look and see where we are then. Okay, so that's it installed. I've put the heater vents back in and I've given it a quick test and it's still working. So the last thing to do is to route the USB cable and then put the center armrest back together. So for the time being, what I'm going to do is I'm going to route the USB cable into the ashtray. So like the USB socket, sorry, just like this. So that's what I'm going to do for now. We might improve that in the future. In fact, we probably will. I kind of want it in here, but I'm going to have to cut a hole for that. Okay, so I'll put all of that together now, and then I'll come back and show you the finished product. Okay, so there we have it. That is it installed. Everything's back together. Just move that out of the way. That is a little bit annoying. It's a shame the screen can't be higher, and it could be if you went to the effort to make a new tombstone. I think you can get them custom made, but that is a lot of effort. So what do I think? The Jass fitting kit is okay. It's a shame they didn't include some bolts with it. It kind of is, it fits sort of a little bit set back, so if I go head on like that, it does look even, but from this side angle it looks like this side sticking out further than that side, but it isn't. So it does fit quite nicely and it looks way better than bodging something with bits of plastic or bodging the single DIN head unit kit that some people get and then cut up. So the cable for the phone, so for Android Car or Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, sorry, I ended up having a change of heart. I couldn't put it there. I routed it here, which was really simple to do because there's already a little hole there for the boot release and fuel release. So got the USB cable here. So I'll just turn it on to show you it working. So yeah. So turn it on. I think boot time's about 15 seconds. And then you've got DAB.
Come see me in the crane.
Yeah,
come on.
Yes. And it works well.
Yeah. Come and see me in the crane.
So DAB signal, 2 out of 3. It's not bad using that little splitter I'm using. Go home, and then yeah, so you've got tuner, DAB, Bluetooth phone, USB, rear camera if you're going to use it, which I'm not, and then settings. So it doesn't do a lot. I need to play about with the Apple CarPlay as well, but I think for now, for this video, that's it. It's installed. It looks super neat. I need to get myself some double-sided Gorilla Glue tape just to neaten up the microphone here because it's dangling at the moment. But yeah, once I've done that, oh, it's gone into demo mode. I need to turn demo mode off, it seems. Okay, thanks for watching guys. See you in the next video.